Okay, good morning. Man, I tell you, computer and everything I've got in this house connected to the internet is running slow as all get out. But yeah, I know I'm starting early today. Sorry, it's just real life dictates what time I start right now. But got a few things here to start off. First of all, Don Lemon. Now, this always makes me anything dealing with Don Lemon like this makes me a happy camper. Okay. Don Lemon, as you know, got fired by CNN. First, he lost his primary show and he got moved to co-hosting an evening show. And then he got moved well, his primary show went bye-bye and he got moved to a Friday evening show. Well, that show went bye-bye and he got moved to a Saturday morning co-hosting show, and he did not get along with the two female co-hosts. So they fired him from CNN, you know, not playing nice with other people. So Elon Musk hired him to do his show on X. Well, his first show was going to be an interview with Elon. He was going to interview Elon himself. He was going to be the man. And okay, and let's see here. Can I like I said, my stuff is. This opened up real quick here for some reason this morning. So let me share it. Hey, afternoon, Fury. How you doing today? I hope everything's going well with you. So let's pull up this by article. Is it showing up on SteamYard yet? Yes, there it is. Great. Okay. The Don Lemon Show has been canceled by Elon Musk, but the former CNN host says the show must go on. In a social media statement, Lemon said he was fired from X after an interview filmed last week with Musk, who owns the platform, and added the show's first and only episode, will be released on Monday. Elon Musk canceled the partnership I had with X, which they announced as part of their public commitment to amplify more diverse voices on their platform. He informed me of his decision hours after an interview I conducted with him on Friday. X responded to statements of his own on the business platform, as the business calls itself a platform that champions free speech. The Don Lemon Show is welcome to publish his content on X without censorship, as we believe in providing a platform for creators to scale their work, connect with new communities. However, like any enterprise, we reserve the right to make decisions about our business partnerships. And after careful consideration, X decided not to enter into a commercial partnership with the show. So Don's going to be treated like everybody else. Now he's going to sit there and cry, censorship, I'm being censored. No, he's not. He's just not going to get paid big bucks that he was hoping to get paid by Elon. He thought he struck it rich after being fired from CNN. But nope, 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 nope. Uh, I'm not going to show it, but there are clips of it out there of Don's interview with Elon, and there was a lot of he made a lot of accusatorial questions thrown at Elon. Why do you believe in the great replacement theory when it comes to Jews? Excuse me? And why do a lot of accusations, very mean spirited interview. Now, I'm not saying Elon, I'm not saying he should have been kid gloves and been a softball interview with Elon, but this is your boss. This is the guy you're hoping to pay you millions of dollars over the next couple of years. And you go in and treat him and make accusations and treat him like a piece of dirt. And then you want to cry foul when he says, no, I'm not going to go into business partnership with you. Now, yeah, I'm not a fan of softball interviews to start with. We all know that. But there is a way of holding a good interview, asking some hardball questions. Now, this wasn't on Fury. This wasn't supposed to be on TV. This was going to be on X. This is, like the uh, contract or the program that Elon has with Tucker Carlson. Okay, Tucker Carlson gets some pretty hefty paychecks for his show on X, and Elon had made an offer of the same deal to Don Lemon, the same sort of deal. Which, okay, you got Tucker Carlson, who's at a good center right individual. You got Don Lemon, who's a socialist at best, communist at worst. So this wasn't going to be a TV thing. And I'm going to be honest, I have not watched a complete Tucker Carlson thing on X yet. I have not done it. But so Don Lemon is a little upset that he got fired, and it's or not so much not fired but canceled. All right. Elon, when he was questioned about it, already he said that Lennon was trying too much to be CNN instead of being a show that is, he was being CNN, but on social media, which doesn't work. If you're and I don't think that's quite fair. Yeah, my payout, I deserve a payout. I don't think that's quite fair because uh to say because I mean hell, I've got subs and you've got a lot of different people out there on the internet that have got millions and millions and millions of subs. Anywhere from 250,000 to 5 or 6 million subs, multiple counts. So just about anything will work on the internet. And Don Lemon is has a big enough following that his show would have been successful. I think Elon got butt hurt by the questions that was being asked and the way the questions were asked. They weren't very respectful. And like I said, there's a way to ask hardball questions and still be respectful of the guy you're asking those questions of, especially when it's the guy you're hoping to get a few $1 million off of over the next year or so. So Don Lemon, he bit his own sack on this one. So yeah, there's let's see here. Here's uh here's Lemon's comment on it. Elon Musk has canceled the partnership I had with X, which they announced as part of their public commitment to amplify more diverse voices on the platform. He informed me of his decision hours after an interview I conducted with him on Friday. The interview will remain the premiere episode of the Don Lemon Show Monday, March 18th. Elon publicly encouraged me to join X with the new show, saying I would have his full support and that his digital town square is for all. He and his team pursued the deal in numerous conversations and made significant commitments that support X would provide. I made the decision to work with them in a unique partnership that I believe would ultimately assure my work would be available to the most people in the largest possible venue. I took Elon and his management team's word that they, for the first time, were interested in working directly with new and diverse voices. There were no restrictions on the interview that he willingly agreed to. My questions were respectful. No, they were not respectful. I'm going to tell you right now, I saw the questions. I saw the questioning. I saw your attitude. You were anything but respectful and wide ranging, covering everything from SpaceX to the presidential election. We had a good conversation. Clearly, he felt differently. His commitment to the town, global town square, where all questions can be asked and all ideas shared, seems not to include questions of him from people like me. You mean from assholes who are disrespectful as hell? Yes. Nobody owes you anything, Lemon. Our conversation will be available on YouTube wherever you listen to podcasts and X. Then he's got the eyeballs there. This will be just the first of many episodes of the Don Lemon Show. While Elon goes back on his word, I will be doubling down on my commitment to free speech, and I cannot wait to get started. Now, Don Lemon, again, he's not banning you. You haven't been banned. He's just not decided not to pay you. And that's the difference. Yeah, Dion Lemon is, yeah. He would have brought a lot of eyeballs to X. He's going to bring a lot of eyeballs to X. He's going to bring a lot of eyeballs to YouTube. All right. And he can still charge people to watch his show on X. He can still charge people to do that. And he can set up a Patreon and charge people over there to watch his shows. So he can still make money without digging into Elon's pockets. But I just think that he got butt hurt. He thought that he was still on CNN and he was going to get a, he'd never interview the head of CNN the way he interviewed Elon. It would never happen. So, all right, which one is this? Okay, I don't have time for that. I do not have time for this one. All right, so I'm going to jump over here to the next story. Here we go. And let me share this tab. How does that look? Oh, good. It's actually jumped over quickly here this morning. DeSantis and sold Haiti unrest. And I've already seen people getting upset over this because some of the boats he sent and some of the people we sent are to Texas. Why is Florida sending boats to Texas? Why is Florida sending troops to Texas? Because the people crossing the border in Texas end up in Florida. Florida Governor DeSantis announced on Wednesday he's sending over 250 additional soldiers and officers, as well as aircraft and boats to protect. I like the way they got protect here in quotations. The state from vessels carrying illegal immigrants from Haiti, as gang violence has brought additional turmoil to the Caribbean nation. The development comes amid ongoing unrest in Haiti, where the country's powerful gangs have burned police stations, attacked the main airport, raided the prisons, and in the capital of Port-au-Prince. Prime Minister Henry announced Thursday he will resign once a traditional presidential council is created, bowing to international pressure. But any unrest in the Haiti raises the possibility of more displaced Haitians who may attempt to reach the U.S., including by boat. In other words, more people will try to illegally come to the United States. Amongst the 10 million that have already come here over the past couple of years. DeSantis in a statement said the Sunshine State has been dedicated significant resources to stopping illegal vessels coming to Florida. Given the circumstances in Haiti, I've directed the Division of Emergency Management, the Florida State Guard, and state law enforcement agencies to deploy over 250 additional officers, soldiers, and over a dozen air and sea craft to the southern coast of Florida to protect our state. No state has done more to supplement the under-resourced U.S. Coast Guard's interdiction efforts. We cannot have illegal aliens coming to Florida. The deployment includes 48 additional guardsmen with 4 helicopters, 39 officers from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, 30 additional highway patrol officers with aircraft and drones, and 23 officers from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission with 8 additional sea craft, according to DeSantis' office. Surge of Haitian migration came via the U.S. southern land border in 2021, leading to significant numbers sheltering under a bridge in Del Rio, Texas. That in turn led to an encounter with Border Patrol in which agents were falsely accused of whipping migrants. Well, at least they got that part right. $30,000 nationals from Haiti, Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua to fly into the U.S. each month. 30,000! Not 300, not 3,000, but 30,000 in 10 months. That's not in 10 months, that'd be 300,000 people brought into this country. 300,000 people being put on welfare. 300,000, okay, so add another 3,000. So that'd be 306,000 people, or 60,000. 360,000 people brought into the country every year, put on welfare, additional money spent on them for housing, medical cost, the strain on social programs, the strain on schools. That program needs to go. That program needs to go and go in a hurry. Hey, Fury, I like those. So let's see. Where is it at? Anyway, now DeSantis, though, and I was trying to find the article on it, and because the link in the story didn't work. Let's see here. I want to say it was Utah. See if I can get this article to open up. DeSantis said, okay, now DeSantis, DeSantis signs a bill making child rapists eligible for death penalty. That's good. That's good. I am trying to find this. No, that's not the art. Or was it Oregon? Okay, finally got the article here. Let me open this article. All right, so let me share this. Man wanted on rape charges released when Oregon refuses to request transfer from Florida. Then Governor DeSantis steps in. Florida Governor DeSantis personally intervened to make certain the man wanted on rape and sexual abuse charges in Oregon was arrested after Washington County officials in Oregon declined to request his transfer from Florida. You got a man here who raped a person. And Oregon was not willing to extradite him. Rape and sexual abuse. These are people that need to be thrown under the bridge. And that wonderful state, left-wing state of Oregon said, nah, we don't want them. You keep him there in Florida. Let him, because Florida can't prosecute him. He's got to be prosecuted in Oregon where he committed the crime. The case came to light after Florida Sheriff's Office posted about it on Facebook and got attention. DeSantis, and U.S. Representative from Florida, became a Republican talking point on the nation's much debated immigration policies. The controversy began when Jose Sebastian, 26, was about to complete a jail sentence in Martin County, Florida, for driving without a license. Sheriff's Office said it discovered Washington County in Oregon had a warrant out for Jose Sebastian's arrest on 3 rape and sexual abuse charges. But the Sheriff's Office wrote in a March 1st Facebook post, Oregon officials would not extradite Jose Sebastian. Jose Sebastian is undocumented. He's illegal from Guatemala. And the Martin County Sheriff's Office also said it reached out to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement about detaining him based on his immigration status. But the federal agency declined to hold the suspect. The man is wanted on rape and sexual abuse. He's in the country illegal, and Mayorkas said, no, we don't want him. We're not going to deport his ass. Saying he did not meet current enforcement priorities. Rape and sexual abuse under Mayorkas and Biden does not meet the current requirements to be deported. KJP needs to be asked about that. I'm going to have to go through a few of the past pressers and see if KJP was asked about that. Because she should have been. Vice President Harry Kamala should have been asked about it. Why her administration refused to deport a rapist and sexual abuser. The wanted rapist will be released in our community today, the Martin County Sheriff's Office wrote on Facebook. There's no legal way for the Sheriff's Office to continue holding Jose Sebastian. Several hours after the Sheriff's Office released Jose Sebastian, the Martin County Department rearrested him on an immigration hold. The Sheriff's Office wrote the next morning it was able to do so after DeSantis and Florida Republican Rep. Brian Mast intervened. Reaction from our community was swift. As a result, ICE officials authorized the Sheriff's Office to locate and rearrest the fugitive from justice. He is now in the custody of ICE. That same day, local ABC affiliate published a segment on Jose Sebastian's case. The Martin County Sheriff William Snyder told the reporters his deputies called Washington County, but the officials there still declined to extradite him. The station quoted the Washington County DA's office in a subsequent update to an online article accompanying the segment. The Washington County DA's office stands ready, finally Stein is ready and willing to prosecute all criminal cases, especially those involving sex charges. We support ensuring Oregon State's extradition program is fully funded. So now, after it makes the news, and members of the House get involved, and a governor gets involved, Oregon's DA said, yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and fund the flight to send his ass back here. The DA's office said in a statement Monday it never received a request from the Florida governor's office or Florida law enforcement to extradite John Sebastian. And the first of Washington County prosecutors heard the issue was from media accounts. Oh, baloney. You lying son of a sack of BS. At his news conference on March 5th, DeSantis, who recently dropped out of the race, took credit for the rearrest. Of course, he took credit for it, and he deserves to. So does the Washington County Sheriff, or the Martin County Sheriff here in Florida. DeSantis spokesperson also wrote on X the Biden administration was going to put an illegal alien and alleged rapist back on the streets in Florida. DeSantis didn't let that happen. Washington County DA's office told the Oregon Live that under a long-standing Oregon governor's office policy, in most cases, only people facing high-level felony charges are extradited to the state from anywhere outside of Oregon. So until this made the news, the national news, rape and sexual abuse are not or were not high-level felony charges. Because they're a Class C felony. Third-degree rape, a Class C felony, statutory rape where the victim is 15 or 16 years old and the suspect is more than 3 years older. So this 26-year-old had sex with a 15 or 16-year-old. And Oregon wasn't going to prosecute him until DeSantis stepped in and made it news. Yeah, Psaki did have some fire. But what kind of government did we have running here? Mayorkas? Mayorkas is in charge of ICE. It took a governor and a member of the House of Representatives to step in to force ICE to do their job on a rapist, alleged rapist, who had sex with a 15 or 16-year-old. Now, granted, this administration believes that a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old can decide to have their bits chopped off and go on a chemical castration pill. So why should, hey, a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, they're an adult. They can decide what they want to do. They can decide to have sex with the 26-year-old. Hey, morning, Tyre. So let's just all put that in our pockets here. And remember that when we go to vote here in November, that this administration, the man in charge of ICE, was not going to deport an illegal alien who had sex with a 15-year-old. A grown man, 26 years old, who at a minimum is 10 years older than the person that they had sex with. A minor. A minor. Was going to deport him. So let's have a little fun here for a moment. Remember Sean King, the white guy pretending to be black, transracial, who claimed to be a Christian pastor and huge BLM supporter. Well, this weekend he converted to Islam. And why did he convert to Islam? To stand beside the Palestinian victims of the Jewish genocide. Sean King, one-time Christian pastor who sparked controversy in the past with his strident liberal activism, converted to Islam with his wife over the weekend. The video of King saying the sha 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 da da da, the Muslim profession of faith, appeared on X Sunday evening, as did separate footage of him speaking of his embrace to Islam at the Valley Ranch Islamic Center in Irving, Texas. In various clips, King was accompanied by Omar Suleiman, founder of the Yakim Institute and imam of the VRIC, a religious news service. Solomon noted that he and King had multiple discussions about faith over the course of nearly a decade before offering the microphone to King to explain the timing of his conversion. More than anything, it's been just friendship, sincere friendship, and just the deep ocean of faith of the Palestinian people that's moved my heart. Immediately before King said the shahaha da da da, Solomon stressed that upon making the declaration of faith, Islam does away with everything that comes before. So every sin you have committed, any wrong, any mistakes up until this moment are completely forgiven. Yeah, this is a joke. This is a joke. This is the way King is just doing what he can do to get back in the news. Hey TC, how's it going this morning? Yeah, flavorless Flav. Yeah, I don't mind people I'm not going to get into the name calling of Sean King. because the Lord knows he deserves a lot of them. But I'm not going. I personally don't get involved in them. I laugh at a few of them, but that's about it. So let's see here. They released the autopsy report on Next Bennett. She unalived herself. She did not die, and the preliminary autopsy report did not list anything as from that fight as being a contributing factor. She unalived herself through an overdose of drugs. Summary autopsy report concluded the 16-year-old died of toxicity from uh, dihydramine, an antihistamine, and fluoxetine, an antidepressant. The medical examiner ruled the teen died by suicide, and the full report will be released in about 10 business days. So we got about 2 weeks before we'll see the actual full autopsy report. But the initial one is saying suicide, which, the left wing, oh, she died because of that beating she took, and she got that beating because she was trans. No, she got that beating because she threw water on some people. Her and her people threw water on some other people. They didn't like it, and a fight happened. Okay. She went to the nurse's office on her own. She was in good shape, yada yada yada. When she was interviewed in the hospital, there was nothing there. And then she committed suicide. She took her own life. Now, I'm not happy that somebody took their own life. Okay. I've told this before. I've before I finally got the doctors finally got everything under control with my pain. There were days, like I said, there were days I drank so much I drank a quart of Jack Daniels and I would still be sober. I could not dull the pain. The wife couldn't understand how I could still be sober after drinking a quart bottle of Jack Daniels, a $60 bottle of Jack. And I was worried about my own mental health at that time. So I took steps to ensure that I didn't do something stupid in a moment of weakness. I don't, I don't, I'm not saying I don't understand why some people would do it if considering how much pain that they could be in, either mental, emotional, or physical pain. I'm not saying I don't understand it, but damn, I'm glad I didn't succumb to it because there have been a whole lot of things I'd missed out on. I wish this young lady would have gotten the help that she needed. But unfortunately, and I know this is going to sound crass, but unfortunately, the left in this country has so damaged the minds of our children that the idea that, you know, that, with this LGBTQ trans yada 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 stuff, that the kids don't know what to do. They aren't being helped. And so many of them are so confused because they're being pushed by peer pressure to do things that they really don't feel like doing. They really don't want to do, but the peer pressure is there to do it. Tyra, I'm glad you pulled through. I'm not happy this young lady killed herself, but I'm really unhappy the way the left and the LGBTQ plus people have tried to use her death to push their agenda because it's just not right. And see, am I sharing this? No. This news article goes on to say the findings cap weeks of speculation of how the teen died, but many questions remain unanswered about the fight. Next have been bullied over in the past over their gender identity, which did not align with societal stereotypes. They That is so much bull. They're still pushing this idea that she was bullied over their gender identity. That had something to do with she was being praised for her gender identity. She was part of the club. She was a member of the It Club. And not it in a derogatory or negative fashion, but, we're it. We are the ones. We're so special, you can't dare to question us. And we can tell you how you have to talk around us or about us. And we can call you whatever we want. You don't like the fact that we call you sis? Well, too bad. You have to accept it. But we can tell you how you have to talk to about us. What labels, what pronouns. Yeah, she was part of the very special crowd. Fury, I haven't watched that movie in a couple of decades. I'm going to have to watch it again. So, I don't want to. Again, I'm sad. I'm sorry to see that she took her own life, either on purpose or by accident. I don't know if she left a note behind explaining why this was going on. It may have been fully by accident. You don't know, but that's the way it was. Ryan Walters, a state school superintendent, sent to Oklahoma in the following statement. The loss of our student is tragic for the family, the community, and our state. The LGBTQ groups pushing a false narrative are one of the biggest threats to our democracy. And I remain more than ever committed to never backing down from a woke mob. Now I agree with them that the that this L that and it's not just the LGBTQ and their allies pushing this agenda and false narratives, but superintendent, state school superintendent, we're a republic. We're a constitutional representative republic, not a democracy. I know the left is pushing this idea of a threat to our democracy every chance they get, but let's not fall into that trap. Okay. Now, the state police or the police department is saying they saw some indications that this was a self ending, but they haven't released what they said, what indications were that they saw. So that may have been a note. We don't know. So, but anyway, and they're saying that she again, they're still pushing this idea that she was beaten unconscious. So they're still put now. They're still going to use her and her death, and now her death, but the bathroom fight, and now her death to pushing their agenda. That's going that's going to be what they're doing, and there's nothing we can do about stopping it. Yeah, I agree with you, Fury. I I would hope that it was an accidental overdose. That's what I'm hoping it was, but we'll probably never know now. All right, another article here. Let's see, what's her name? Kristi Noem, the South Dakota governor. She got herself in a bit of a trouble. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem was sued in Washington on Wednesday over her promotion of a Texas dentist on her social media accounts. The lawsuit filed by the consumer advocacy group Travelers United in Superior Court of District of Columbia alleges that Noem advertised the product or service without disclosing she has a financial relationship with this company after she posted a video to social media Tuesday regarding dental services she received. In the video, Noem describes consulting with and subsequently getting her teeth adjusted by a cosmetic dental company known as Smile Texas. The video appeared on Facebook, X, Truth Social, and Instagram. Doctors at Smile Texas helped adjust Noem's teeth from a biking accident years before that knocked out all of her front teeth. The team was remarkable and finally gave me a smile I can be proud of and confident in. I chose the team here at Smile because they are the best. The lawsuit accuses Noem of deceptive advertising practices, which the group says violated the consumer protection laws in D.C. It also cites Federal Trade Commission guidelines on including language to distinguish social media posts as advertisements. Long story short, they're saying she got paid by this company. If she got paid to tell her story, one, did she get the work done years ago? Yes. Did she have to pay to get that work done years ago? Yes. Everything was on the up and up. She didn't choose them because they offered her a deal, or anything else. What they're accusing her of, there's no disclosure that this is an advertisement or that she received any free or discount medical procedures in exchange for the social media advertisement. So the question is, did she get paid for this ad? Nowhere in here do they say that she got paid or that she is getting additional treatment at a reduced or for free. But that's what the accusation is. So I tell you, I cut a commercial for my doctor. The man saved my legs. The first two doctors I saw about my legs wanted to amputate them. The third doctor I went to said, no, if you give me the time, I can save them. I gave him the time. I've done everything that man has told me to do. And I still have my legs 8 years later. I cut a commercial for him. He didn't ask me to. I volunteered. They had a guy there cutting commercials with his staff. And I went up to him. I said, hey, if you want a testimonial, I'll be more than glad to give you one. And if I were ever to do this under my real name and ID myself and everything else, I would, in a heartbeat, talk about him here on social media and not expect a damn thing back from him. But because I believe, as much if I'm going to call out bad doctors or bad service, I damn well better be willing to call out good service. That every doctor I've had in the past 8 years, I've got no real complaints about any of them because they've gotten my health problems under control, or at least bearable. And if she got excellent service from them years ago and fixed her teeth and made them look good and everything else after a bike accident, and she offered to do a free ad for them, hell yeah, one I don't see a problem with that. And it's not so much a free ad; it's saying, "Hey, these people did this for me. This is what they did, and man, I'm really happy with the work they did." Now, if she was complaining about them, they would love it. I would even wonder to guess that this isn't a partisan attack. Yeah, exactly, Tyra. Uh, by looking at that ad, I really got to wonder if this isn't just a partisan attack. I would like to see the evidence that she got. Now, if she got paid for it, if this was a paid ad, then yeah, she should have followed the law if it was a paid ad. But if she wasn't paid, if she wasn't given a contract to sign or anything else saying that, you do this about for us now, we'll do this for you later. If none of that happened, then it wasn't a paid ad. So, okay. Let's see here. The Republican Party in Colorado here. Ken Buck announced that he was getting out of, he was leaving the Congress. First, he said he wasn't going to run for reelection, and then he decided that he would get out early. Okay. And Bobart said that, well, then she would switch district and run in Buck's district next election. Well, Buck then turned around and said, well, instead of waiting for the end of my term, I'm just going to go ahead and leave now. And the Republicans, they got to have a special election because the governor can appoint a senator, but a House member has to be elected. So they're going to run a special election. And the Republican Party evidently came to Bobart and said, yeah, you're not running. If you run, we're not going to support you. Uh, you've got, for this special election, you got to stay in the district you're in. All right. So, and let's see here. The Republicans will nominate a single candidate for the special election, which is scheduled for June 25th, the same day as the Republican primary, potentially giving the resources and institutional backing to that one candidate in a crowded field of 9 contenders. So you got 9 people running for this office. And you're actually having 2 elections in one. When the Republicans in Colorado go to vote in this district, They got to vote for one for an for immediate replacement to finish out the term, and two, they got to vote for the person that they want to run in the general election in November. And Bobart can't run for the interim office. But she's still planning on running for the full term office election in November. Bobart, you're an idiot. Well, we all know she's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but she's got, as usual, the Republicans are going to knock. They're going to hurt. They're hurting themselves. They don't have that much of a edge, that much of a difference in lead for holding on to the House, and these stupid games like this is just hurting them. They could actually lose the majority in the House before the election if they keep playing stupid games and having people resign before the end of the term. Hey, Deck Dog, welcome. So they could really screw themselves up here, but that is just stupidity on their part. It really and truly is. Okay, and let's see here. There's a couple videos that I posted over on Twitter that I wanted to bring up. Um, there's James O'Keefe. Remember him from Project Veritas, the former leader of Project Veritas? Well, he started his own um, group after he got kicked out of Project Veritas. Okay, what is going on here? Do I need to log in first? Let me see if that's what I got to do. For some reason, I haven't been able to get TikTok to work on my computer. All I get is a white screen whenever I go to TikTok. And I don't understand why. So I'm going to have to play it off of this. Sorry, guys. I hate doing it this way, but that's the way I'm going to have to do it. Not get back up here. I almost dropped my cell phone. Oh, come on. What is going on here? Why? Okay. There's a twerp here that works for the office of the Secretary of Defense. All right, it's a TikTok. I shared it over on X. So if you look at me up in my post, it's one of the top ones. Um, but he actually said there's no need to have any kind of a border. We should have open borders. This is a guy who works for the Secretary of Defense, saying the only crisis at the southern border is one that we've created. So we've we've got people in the Department of Defense saying we shouldn't have a southern border. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to bring up. The Army. Oh no, what did I just do? The Army just, or the West Point just changed their motto. All right. Okay, the motto of the U.S. Military Academy at West Point: duty, honor, and country has been removed from the Academy's mission statement and replaced with Army values. Unfreaking believable. U.S. Military Academy Superintendent Lieutenant General Stephen Gillard announced a major change in West Point's mission statement Tuesday with the removal of the Academy's motto, duty, honor, and country. In a West Point press release, Gillard removed the Academy's new mission statement is to build, educate, and train, and to inspire the Corps of Cadets to be commissioned leaders of character committed to Army values and ready for the lifetime of service to the Army and nation. That used to read, instead of Army values, and committed to duty, honor, and country. think I'm back. Damn, I don't. I hope. Hey, Ramen. Okay, I don't know what happened. I don't know where I dropped off at because I was over on another screen. But I'm going to go. I'm going to talk about it anyway. If you heard me say this and you before, you already heard me say it. Oh well. The replacement, Army values change. As I said, if you're swearing fealty to Army values, you're not, and instead of duty, honor, and country. Those are two different things. Those are completely different things. Army values change depending upon their leadership. Could you imagine what the Army values were under George Patton? Army values under Westmoreland? Army values under Ulysses S. Grant? Army values change depending upon the leadership. But your oath to duty, honor, and country don't change on leadership. And by changing that motto and telling these people that their loyalty is to the Army values instead of duty, instead of honor, instead of to the country. What in the hell is happening there? That's scary. That is scary. When they're training these young officers that their first duty is to the Army instead of to the country. Yeah, kind of like saying, listen to dear leader. So let me see if I can share this story again. Because I think that's what. Okay. Had a damn ad there. In a West Point press release, Gillard revealed the new mission statement to build and educate, train, and inspire the Corps cadets to be commissioned leaders of character, committed to Army values, and ready for a lifetime of service to the Army and nation. Now, a lifetime of service to the Army and nation. I'm kind of, I don't know how to take this. All right. I'm retired Air Force. I spent 20 years in the Air Force. Now, there's no way I could go back to fixing airplanes, hands on fixing aircraft again. First of all my technology, all my knowledge is now almost 27 years out of date. So that in itself is Only 20 years out of date? Gee whiz, let's see. Yeah, 26 years out of date. The aircraft have changed. Technology has changed. Everything has changed. My body has changed. But I still have my dedication to my country. Not to the Air Force, but to the country. Because the Air Force has changed. Oh, that's pretty. That looks like that's a pretty cutscene there. I wonder what game that's about. All right, anyway. Prior to the change, okay. Prior to the change, the mission statement read, to educate, train, and inspire the Corps cadets so each graduate, a commissioned leader of character committed to the values of duty, honor, and country, and prepared for a career of professional excellence and service to the nation as an officer in the United States Army. 1962, Douglas MacArthur, General Douglas MacArthur made that change. This is service to the nation. I don't know. I don't like the way that goes. I don't like this new motto. It's putting the army over the nation. Army values. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I just don't like it. It concerns me about what they're teaching. Yeah, Fury. Okay, you're right there. The first duty of an officer is to the mission and to your subordinates. For everything else, the NCOs. That's right. Tyler, yeah, but my flight line experience, it probably about the only area where I beat most of today's young troops is my experience with actual wire troubleshooting. Because these poor kids, they don't have paper schematics anymore. Everything's on tablets. Um, we've talked about this before. How back in the day when we were out troubleshooting an aircraft, if just changing out a box didn't fix it and we thought there was wiring involved, we could go in, sit down, and open up the schematics. I mean, schematics big enough to cover a large kitchen table and trace all the wiring through everywhere. And we could plan how we were going to attack this before we ever walked out to the aircraft. Now they don't have the paper schematics as readily available because they put everything on tablets. So Oh, morning, Retro. Nothing wrong with oversleeping. I've got to leave here in about 25 minutes. I'm already ready, so all I got to do is shut down the computer to go. So that I started streaming early today. But yeah, Retro, this new Army core values being changed from duty, honor, and country to honor country to Army values. I'm not happy. That's concerning to me. That really and truly is concerning. I don't understand why they're making that change. I wonder if I can get. Oh, really? This is interesting. While I'm waiting on this other thing to work up. Okay. Man, this. A 46-year-old woman was told her nearly $200,000 student debt would be gone due to Biden's student debt forgiveness plan for public service workers. She recently made her monthly payments since 2010 through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, um, which applies those payments for 10 years. And now finally she has her debt completely paid, believing her debt uh, erased and could finally start saving for retirement. And this here, 3 months later, a letter from the student loan servicer arrived at her doorstep. The news was brutal. The loan had been cleared as a mistake, and she still had to pay the $192,000 back. We reckon, okay, her letter. Okay, she needed to make 10 years worth of payments, and she hadn't been made 10 years worth of payments. Ah, so she started budgeting her money going somewhere else, and now she's upset. Okay, so wow. Okay. Uh, one of the Baldwin girls. Am I sharing this? We've seen people fight and do some pretty nasty things while they're fighting. Unfortunately, one of the Baldwin girls decided that she was going to get into a fight and do some pretty nasty stuff. And this Baldwin girl pulled out of her own body a used tampon and started using it as a weapon, throwing it at people. That is about disgusting. I hope that she is brought up on charges for doing that. I truly hope she is brought up on serious charges for doing that because that is just That is about 3 different shades, ways of disgusting. Okay. Wow. I hope y'all didn't hear that. I'm not certain which Baldwin kid it is. Uh, let's see here. Somber Ala Baldwin. She is a model. Let's see if we can get the art if the article will finally load up here. Here we go. Aaliyah Baldwin Aronow appeared somber as she spent some time with her father, Stephen Baldwin, after her arrest for assault and battery in Georgia. Haley Bieber, Justin Bieber's wife. Okay, so they're throwing this in to show that she's related. She's related by married to Justin Bieber. Kept a low profile, sunglasses, beanie, pink Crocs, and a large coat while strolling around L.A. Yada yada yada. God, she looks horrible. All right. Page six confirmed Friday that 31-year-old was arrested after she allegedly threw a used tampon at a female bartender who worked at Club Elon in Savannah after she was seen throwing up in the bathroom. The model also allegedly tore chunks of hair out of one bouncer's head and striking another in the genitals. Yep, that's the way women fight. Uh, she initially denied throwing her used tampon at Miss Cowley, but later stated she did throw it. When confronted about the alleged attack on the bouncers, Aaliyah told authorities she was merely defending herself. Simple assault, simple battery, battery and criminal trespassing. That's her current charges. So, yep. She done did it to herself, and no sympathy from me, you know. Uh, oh, I threw a little stinker out there to these people on to the women out there. Uh, a lot of women now, younger women, don't believe men. Men are always lying to you. They lie to you to get you in bed. They lie about what their jobs are. They lie. They rent a car. They rent a fabulous car to uh, prove their work. To try to get you in bed to make women think they're richer than what they are. Yada 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 yada. This has been something going on for a while. Well, I decided to throw a stink bomb into that battle. Here is an ad that showing how sh- showing how well the makeup covers up age lines and all this other good stuff. So I just posted up here, and women complain about men lying about things to get them in bed. What else is this? Just lying about how you actually look. And yes, I do bring up about that Australian law that they tried to make it illegal under and make it actually SA, if I remember correctly, for a man to lie to women about their background, education, jobs, and such. Uh, and it's like, well, don't you women lie to us every day when you put on your makeup and you put on your those your outfits and the underwear and such that suck in your tummy and make your thighs look skinny and lift your butt, and bras that lift your boobs and make them look bigger and plumper than what they actually are. Oh, I threw a stinker the other day. It was so bad the wife got mad at me. So, I just she was in the diva den, and I went in to give her a kiss, and I passed a little gas on my way out, and she did not appreciate it. I told her that was just my whole body trying to express how much they love. My body loves her. So, yep. Yeah, TMI, TMI. Um, I've been doing a lot of looking into the different points of this congressional act. All of a sudden, going through to ban TikTok if it doesn't get sold. Okay, I've been looking a lot into that and listening to a lot of different people talk about it. Yes, it is Chinese owned. Make no bones about it. And anybody who works for the government who has it on their work phones should be punished. And if they're taking if they have it on their own phones and they're taking them into their private phones into their meetings and such, that's also an issue. And yes, TikTok is extremely left wing, but all social media is left wing. But taking away another source of engagement for people to discuss things, to discuss their views. And I'll be honest, I spend most of my time on the cooking side of TikTok. Sometime on the political side, but mostly on cooking and hotel stories and such. Because if I'm there to be brain numbed, entertained for a short time. When I don't have time to put on, like right now, I've downloaded the entire Babylon 5 series. I'm in season 3 right now, all the 5. I'm halfway through the series. So I don't I don't think that banning TikTok from the country is the way to go, though. I think there's other ways that they could achieve what they want to achieve versus just taking the ban hammer to the entire media site. I I think there's another way to do it. I don't think banning it's the smart thing to do. I mean, I'm still willing to have discussions on it because I haven't made, entire, yeah, I have to agree with you. This is a double. Once the government starts, getting and seeing the problem is the bill that they're talking about passing doesn't just say applications; it also says websites. How long before Truth Social becomes a target? How long before X becomes a target? Or Gab? Or any of these other social media sites that somebody somewhere doesn't like? Rumble. How long before Rumble becomes a target? Okay, there's Angel Studios. They could easily become a target. Uh, I don't know if D Live is still around. I'm just looking at my phone at some of these things I got. Clapper or Discord. All these social media sites out there, not just the big ones, but smaller ones. How long before they become, you know, dangerous to the country? And the president, I don't like having it to where the president can say, ban this group. They're no longer allowed to work in the United to this social media site is no longer allowed in the United States. Come on, we're not Canada. We're not Canada. We're not England. We're not France. Damn it, we're supposed to allow free exercise. We're supposed to be allowed to express ourselves free from government control. And I don't think that banning TikTok is the way to go. Retro, it's not our job to tell people what they can do in their own country. Just like it's not their, they don't have, France and England and Canada have no right to tell us what we allow in our media in the United States. And we don't have the right to tell them what they allow in their countries. The problem I see, though, the problem that there is that these big countries, big companies, if France tells them that they have to change their algorithm because they don't like this, they don't like a preponderance of non-English speaking or non-French speaking media. Well, the company finds it easier to just have to change their algorithm once versus having to change it for each individual country. And Canada, with the laws that they just passed, that social media in Canada has to have a certain percentage of it being by Canadian content producers, that hurts them. That hurts the people living in Canada. Oh, Fury, I wouldn't doubt that one bit. Fury, this administration is so effed up, it's not funny. I like the old Wild Wild West days of the internet. Yeah, there's parts of it that was a pain in the ass. Uh, you had to, I mean, especially back in the days of dial up, and you had to have phone numbers to, I mean, I had phone numbers taped to the side of my stand that I had built to keep my computer and such on, my monitor and everything, because I had to call into the different boards. Yes, 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 guys. At one time or another in the past, you just didn't hook up to the internet and have access. You had to call different places directly. And heaven help you if they had 15 modems and all 15 of their modems were tied up. Well, then they were full, and you had to wait till somebody got off, hung up. Oh, my GeoCities? Yeah. Shrooms look at politics was my GeoCities. Is GeoCities still around? Boy, my stuff is so damn slow. No, I typed in GeoCities and it went straight to yahoo.com. Shrooms look at politics. Let's see if it pops anything up there for it. Nope, nope, nope. A few shroom trips could change your political beliefs by Vice. Has taking shrooms affected your political views? Why aren't you supposed to look in the mirror when on shrooms? Oh, so you've okayed shrooms and defunded the police. Now what? That's an article from 2020. Oh, Washington, D.C. voters overwhelmingly voted for a ballot measure in November that would all but decriminalize the use of psychedelic plants such as mushrooms or peyote. Yeah, my ICQ also had 5. I've got that written down here somewhere. Man, now you're bringing back some real memories there. Yeah, when I was running my GeoCities platform, MRC actually offered me a job, but I was also active duty at the time, so I couldn't take it because that would I actually went and talked to the legal office and I could not take that job working part time for GeoCities as long as I was active duty. So, all right, guys, I've got to leave the house in 10 minutes. And so that gives me enough time to walk the pupper so that he doesn't piss in the house. I want everybody to have a good day now. Enjoy yourselves. I'll be back tomorrow. Let's see, this is Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow for a fun day stream. Everyone, try to have a good day. Raman, hopefully you'll be able to be on tomorrow. Maybe we can even get Dar on. Okay. And try to have a good day, y'all. Enjoy yourselves.